so we're here in the next video. Hopefully you've paused it or had to be able to time to stop it and then write down what you think those are. Here are the answers to the ones that we just left off on. Let me know if there's any of those that you missed and why you missed them, and I'll be happy to help you out. Okay, so continuing on notes. So the metals, which are located in the middle section of the periodic table, we know as transition metals. Most of these can be considered to have a 2+ ion, except for silver, which only has a 1+. Many of them have oxidations which cannot be determined by looking at their group numbers. We've already had them memorized. These are our special ones like iron, lead, tin, copper, and mercury that have more than one oxidation state. And so we've already talked about ways to memorize them. We use either the Latin or the Roman numeral version. Okay, and that's just kind of explaining here further. There are two naming systems, the old system, okay, which uses a higher, lower of the two, and the ik and the us, okay, or the Roman numeral, which is called the International Union of Practical and Applied Chemists version. Okay, I like the Roman numeral version better, where the Roman numeral is the charge itself. Remember, Mercury 1 and Mercury 2 do have a little bit different weird of a formula. So for compounds that are dealing with those types of metals, you really need to be able to separate the original ions, and you state the name based on the ion. So we're going to go a little bit slower in this section, and I'm going to work on separating the charges on these atoms. And so if I have FeCl2 and I want to name it, okay, I want to think of the two ions that are involved in this formula. Now, it's always best to write the two out and then start with the charge of the second atom, because that is pretty standard. Chlorine always forms a -1. Since there are two chlorine ions there, that means that the charge on iron had to be a 2+, since there's only one iron ion in the formula. And so if we identify the two ions, then we can identify the name. This becomes iron 2 chloride, or, since this is the lesser of the two, ferrous chloride. Once again, sorry for my writing. I'm doing the best that I can. Okay, so let's do B. Once again, you want to be able to separate the two ions out. This one is SN and O. Now, SN and lead are pretty tricky because you always want to do that second ion first. Since this is a 1-to-1 ratio, okay, we know that oxygen forms a -2. Therefore, SN would have to be a +2. And so here I can either name this stannous or tin 2 oxide. Okay, so let's pause here. You're going to try the other ones. Okay, I will say watch out for this one and watch out for this one. Separate the two ions.